funnest thing I could be is a total bum. This is fun. So I'm being like a total bum. I went to Whitewater. I mostly sit near the truckers. I sit and apply for a bajillion jobs, whatever I can find available. I was gonna try to do at least an app job or something to earn some money, but all the poor husbandry were terrified and getting kind of depressed because, like, how can you win against scary humans that don't care about murder and stuff and don't care about hurting themselves or each other? I get that part. You know, that's kind of scary for, like, the human aspect. And, you know, but I was having a good time. I think it's been about 3 days. I've been just flooding my powers in companies connected to really beautiful, amazing truckers. So for these last 3 days, if there was a trucker that was that amazing and spectacular and precious and beautiful, I went to town Rembrandting, just flooding my powers into companies that are employing such beautiful, amazing truckers and stuff. And I just went to town with all these company things, just went to town with it. And I was like, this is nice, because normally I'm working my butt off all day because, you know, you got to earn enough income to pay the bills. Sadly, when countries steal your money like it's nothing, you got to keep going, and you don't even know how much you'll have by then. You know, but, you know, more debt to them forever, so it all works out. I know, could you imagine dying forever to pay back a penny? It's like, you know, you people just rot in death. Nobody cares. So, but anyway, I spent like 3 days so far just pretty much being a lounging lounger. I should have made it more like a homeless weirdo fun thing or something and put like laundry everywhere or something, but I didn't. But I made the seat. I made the seat right next to me full of whatever stuff. I always fill the seat next to me with stuff, but that's about all. But like, it's fun to just be kind of loungy. This loungy shit's great. Don't you wish there was a job where you could just lounge in your car and drive a lot? So then I thought, well, I need an advertisement on the car because I'm still going to drive around all the time to promote that I'm a dead god. I always drive around and put my fingers up that match whatever number they're thinking. Everybody always knows worldwide when they come in here that it's my car and it's me. So I really am the world famous dead god. I mean, I'm just going to keep living it because it's all I really, really am. And, you know, the truth will come out as the enemies die and are known for what they've done. That's inevitability. You know, but what I was really, really excited about. So I knew the husbands were getting kind of terrified and depressed. So I just decided, well, I'm just going to sit around all day and be there for them and say whatever words they need to hear or whatever. So I decided to just lounge and relax and do whatever. So I started lounging, and I thought, well, I'm lounging here. I'm thinking about my poor husbands. So, of course, I'm going to join with the gods, use my powers, and spoil these poor husbands. And then I thought, well, okay, I'm going to work on the truckers since I have extra time. Man, I had so much extra power and time. I worked on all truckers everywhere when they were good enough or worthy enough. And it was a pretty good day. So now at the third day, boy, it's luxurious to be a powerful god going to work and not having to do all this fake human distracting shit. Oh, well, I mean, it goes how it goes, but really it's nice to have nothing that you need to be doing. It does remind me to go to the courts of the gods and ask for overloaded, extra, unlimited death and more punishments. per penny and more, for the reality that the work of God could have been very luxuriously wealthy if I could have had the money I really should have as a dead God, sat on top of a mountain and been able to be worshipped by all and just go to work sitting on top of a mountain. So I'm going to equate the power of God, wealth, and more into pennies and more. So they have to die unlimited for all of it to pay all of it back for it. Because I realized that I could have gotten so much farther if I didn't have to do all this stupid, degraded working shit and shit. And it really needs to be taken out of the United States and Dubai's death so much more severely and forever. Because that's how many people aren't gonna fucking make it out of here. And it really needs to be all their fault. I mean, they did it. But, well, at least I applied for all the jobs that were out there that seemed like I might fit. So on Monday I'll get whatever calls I get. Maybe it'll lead to something. I applied for an advertising rep. I don't know, maybe that'll lead to something. I got some messaging, but I think it was a scam or they were scams, so I tried to skip those. I sent an email to some research study group thing that I qualified for, that was easy to qualify for, and they said they were interested in whatever my age was or whatever, so like, I'll try that. I guess it is weird. I've been listening to the feedback of the world all day. And the world has a lot to say. You'd be amazed how much the world has to say. And I've been listening to the world all day. And most of the world, what they say is nobody's gonna want to know if you're real, because like they just want to laugh at you or whatever. It doesn't seem important to know. And then by the time it seems important to know whether you're real or not, they've already laughed or did whatever, and they just aren't anything that God's want to talk to or be around or be nice to. And they kind of burn all their bridges before they even know what's real or what's not. You know, sadly, that's just freedom of choice. Can't really change when people pick whatever they pick, but it is kind of sad, but like predictable. But yeah. I hope this helps everybody out there. I'm trying to just talk a lot, because I know that humans, when they're scared or terrified or depressed, sometimes it helps when you talk a lot. Sometimes it don't, but sometimes it does. So I've been talking a lot for them to hopefully help them calm down or be calmer. Have any words that help. In case I didn't have no words that help, I've been using my powers to help them as much as possible. And there was an older guy. You could tell he was really kind of wise. And this older guy was talking to a God through my queen. And the older guy was like, nobody ever understands what they need until it's too late. Nobody ever understands what they should grab onto until it's too late. Nobody ever gets it until it's too late. It's just the story of everything every time. And yeah, that's true. Criminals don't tell the truth. So it always takes time to figure out what's going on, because criminals won't tell you the truth. So you gotta be like, a Columbo figuring out the truth when nobody will tell the truth. And that's half the problem, pretty much all the time. And that was the sad problem in this case. this was the United States and Dubai backed by gods that were murdering with them, and nobody would tell the truth. So they looked like United States and Dubai and a bunch of gods support them, and it made it seem like everything they did was good or right when all they were doing was murdering and Antichrist overloading unthinkable monumental crime and acting. Now that everybody realizes the magnitude of the sickening realities of what they've become, it's so out of control, it just makes people terrified or depressed. And I'm learning that from my husband. And, it's sad shit. But I'm not going to lose sight of the fact that I have won. And I am a victorious dead God. And I'm not going to stop fighting with my powers to have them dead and gone so I can be the victorious dead God with, happiness and freedom and my powers and everything back to me. Now, where am I at with being completely free so I can just, use my powers to make a diamond right in front of myself? Well, I'm not a bad God. So I decided to give monumental moments to the people worthy. And that's why I'm asking my husband to just take care of me. Because it's like, if I could produce a diamond out of my powers for the first time in so long, I'd want to produce a diamond right next to a precious little baby that deserves it the most, to be a blessing to their poor parents or something. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to use my powers to be a blessing to everybody out there, because I felt better about myself doing things that way. But I had thought about it. But it was like, but I have my husband's. If a husband really worked from 2 years old to belong to God, it's not too much to ask a husband to just let me prove I can produce wealth with my powers and give me whatever they agree to give me. It's not too much to ask. So I'm just going to keep doing it. I understand that many husbands might say no, but many might say yes. And I understand that the United States and Dubai are scary. So for every husband that says yes, I'm just going to be a big, huge, murder-happy monster. And that way I know husbands will do business with me and give me my percentage and all this fun, amazing, exciting stuff that nobody wants to do, because the United States and Dubai just want to be a tyranny of gross or threatening or stalking. So I already know what I'm going to do. When husbands say yes, when countries say yes, I'm just going to become the overdone, sickening, scary force that is more scary than a murder-happy, overloaded pile of monster, gross weirdos like the United States and Dubai have become. Now, I don't murder, I attack souls, but they're going to find out very fast that if I become a protective monster and overload the destruction of a soul, they would have rather had a murderer sit on them and murder them. So I think if I just become unlimited, scary, aggressive, if I just become a dead God that will do absolutely, literally anything to anyone so that they can do business with me, make money and wealth off of me, but give me wealth, it can just be so. I've decided, after all this poor fear in these husbands, I think that's about the only way that I'm going to win down to these last categories and finally be able to look around and know that everything is dead or fucked or nothing, because I'm the victorious God. Now, everybody that knows me already knows I'm powerful and victorious already. But these poor husbands want to do business with me and find out what the powers of my dead powers will bring and what the reward is for everybody else. want to produce money constantly 24/7 for even like a week and give me some astronomical amount and just be grateful that they got to test out a real God and see how far real gods really go. And like a lot out there really want to be part of everything. You know, but that's why the United States and Dubai will sit on you and sit on you and sit on you, because nobody gets to be happy at least for one more day. And to a murder-happy country that murdered God, the whole name of the game in here is just winning against me to some extent. Oh, now the truck gets out of the way so I can see the cars. There was this big black truck in the way and I couldn't see the cars. Then he moves out of the way and I'm like, oh, now I can see. And I kept trying to inch to see, but I couldn't see. But these husbands deserve to be glamorous in front of everybody. They might not get all the adornments from the gods. They might not get all the credit from the gods. But they deserve to be so spectacular and be able to save me and look like the cool husbands of the gods. And then they also have a right to have a company and let my powers show the world the great wealth of my great dead powers and what it brings to them as a company, but also how it rewards me and how I got to finally get somewhere as a dead god from nothing down here. And husbands that truly care would be happy for those moments. So I just need to fight like a vicious, ferocious nightmare dead thing. Which I try to keep the death forever, fighting forever type things like hidden. But like I think we're going to have to just put it out in the forefront. And then countries would be brave enough, because if I'm aggressive and protective and overbearing and overloaded, that would probably make a country watch the husbands, make sure it goes really good with the husbands, and then it would make a country say, you know, we could probably work with Bonnie, the great dead god, because like now that we watch the benefit to the husbands, yeah, we'll go ahead and mass produce money for like 4 days and give her little percentage, and then we can start working with an actual dead god to produce money regularly and have a trust bond. See, everybody has to start somewhere. I'm just a dead god starting from zero, and everybody has to start somewhere to prove or disprove who or what I am, and so we could all work together to build things that we all want to become or do or be with the power of God and with everything else. So I think if I just keep plugging away, and if I just keep plugging away, and if I just keep plugging away, it's inevitable something's gonna end up pretty decent, because I really am the great dead god me.